Like, you got guts? Tell her you'll do it. We'll play a game with her. I got a video camera.
I say, if we can get evidence to stop her, I think it should be done.
Yeah.
People like that don't need to be walking around in the streets.
I know that, okay, so you know Gina. You know Gina has 2 kids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they're with Margie every weekend.
Which is crazy because at one point she had insurance on them and she locked them and left them in a hot car a few years ago.
That's all right. I found out recently she has a life insurance policy on me.
Wow. Was that you signing?
I had ever signed a single paper.
Who told you she had insurance?
She let it slip one day. We were out mowing yards. And I've got cancer, so I sometimes get winded and I go down. And I had to sit down and I got sick. And she looked at me, she said, "Are you going to die on me?" I was like, "No." She says, "Well, if you do, it's all right." And started telling me how much insurance she had on me and stuff. She's got a life insurance policy on everybody she knows.
You got insurance on me?
I wouldn't put it past her. But her, me, her son, everything. I mean, one of her own kids don't even want nothing to do with Roy. She's tried to drag him into this.
Who is this one?
I guess he's the middle one.
Because how many does she have? I know Gina.
3.
Gina,
And
Roy,
I've
Ray.
seen Ray the 2 or 3 times I've served her, so I know I've seen him.
And I'm not mistaken, Ray's the youngest, and he looks the oldest.
Yeah, Ray's the oldest.
Is he the oldest? I know, boy, he's aging rough. Of course, she runs him 13, 14 hours a day.
Doing what?
At work in the liquor store, trying to keep them piece of crap houses from falling down, and everything else you can dream up. But no, I didn't know if you were aware of what she was doing. And like I said, I just didn't want to see a person get hurt. Because if she managed to get someone to shoot you, that would have been on my conscience. I've done enough in my life to be sorry for on my own without having to worry about somebody else.
You think she's got somebody else to do it now?
I really think Ray's getting ready to.
What makes you think that?
Because he's afraid that you will come back to her. And I don't know what you done when you were with her, if you somehow drove a wedge between the two of them or what. But he is terrified of the idea of you being back with his mom. And I can see him using force and violence to stop it. I know he's taken to carrying a gun a lot here lately.
What's he carrying?
Beretta. 9mm. If he ain't carrying that, he's carrying that .357 revolver. The thing is, I know he don't have a concealed carry either. He never finished a class. But I know he's taken in the last, I'm going to say 2 weeks, to having that gun on almost all times. When I first started working for Margie, me and Ray became very good friends. We got really close. But he's suddenly shutting everybody in his life out, other than his mama. He's walking around armed at all times, just about, and just acting way different. He's got a coldness about him that usually wasn't there.
Well, I don't know any of these people, except Gina. Gina called me when Margie locked her in that house. I was the only one that would talk to her.
Yeah, well, certain people need to be there.
Yeah, but I think Margie had her committed not for her own good, but because she had just gotten a big settlement from the ex-husband.
Oh, that is
and
funny.
so Margie went in trying to get control of the money.
Yeah, I believe that because the whole eviction thing with her, she found out my wife just got approved for a disability. There's never been a talk about it. Or a couple times she said, "I'll evict you if you don't do this and that," but never anything serious.
Okay, but so she says that that she's going to bring you an eviction today.
Which, technically, I don't see how she can do that.
Well,
Don't you have to get that through the courts?
no, well, what you do is you hang a notice, called the notice to quit, and it says if I give it to you in person, you got 5 days to get out, or I will file. Or if I post it, you have 10 days to get out, or I will file. Or pay me.
Because I thought an eviction took, 30 days?
They're running about 3 weeks. You file the forcible entry and detainer, the eviction, the person gets sued, and then the court date is about 3 weeks away.
Because I know the way she's been doing here lately is when she evicts somebody, she goes in their house and they stay and throws their stuff out.
Yeah, she can't do that. It's illegal.
Yeah, well,
That's actually burglary.
she's had me do it 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that anymore for her.
That's what I'm saying, that the thing she's had me doing is just completely wrong.
Well, yeah, but, she's nuts. And she's been allowed to operate this way, and, I mean, it takes a lot of nerve, takes a lot of guts to walk up and say, let me tell you what's been going on, and I appreciate it, because especially her saying she wanted to shoot my kid just for doing his job.
No, not just saying. She went and got the gun. I pulled her arm down as she was raising the gun.
She's going to shoot my kid.
She was going to
A
start.
cop?
Yeah.
What kind of crazy person would try to shoot a cop? What did she say after she put the gun away?
She just bitched and rant and raved about him and y'all the next 2 days.
But I understand. What does my kid have to do with the fact that they divorced?
That he's a crooked cop and...
Oh, but he's not.
He didn't seem crooked to me. He seemed completely professional.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he
He's a
seemed
really good
completely
kid.
professional when he was there.
And he does everything he can do to try to keep from giving somebody a ticket or arresting them. I mean, he goes way out of his way to try to help people and not, because I have 2 actually, and the other one is the same way. He'll find a drunk on the street. He got called up to the 7-Eleven on 10th as drunks up there and lives down the street, and he kept telling him, go home. I don't want to arrest you. Go home. You're drunk. Go home. So there are a lot of cops that are...
If I hadn't have been there that day, she would have shot at him.
Yeah, she'd
I
be
believe
dead.
that completely.
She better make sure, because, yeah. I mean, who does that?
I said, that's what I'm saying, the woman is dangerous. She's got mental issues, and that's why I thought y'all had to know.
Yeah.
I said, I called yesterday.
You called yesterday wanting to know if we had any houses for rent.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but that's not why you called,
No,
actually.
Because I wanted to see if CJ was here.
Yeah.
So I could try to talk to him. That's when I was first trying to work up my nerve.
I'm glad you called.
And then this morning, after my mom getting me good and pissed off at Margie, I was like, you know what? I've got to do this. So I went and sat in my
Have you been
car.
around? Has she approached anybody else about bumping him off?
Yeah. I have.
Do you remember any of those people?
Yeah, my baby brother.
He wouldn't do it, would he?
Yeah, he would.
Your brother would?
That boy's got a lot of problems. He's into gangs and stuff like that real big.
What's his name?
Coasted on Hogue.
Yeah, let's make sure we don't post any bonds for him.
Anybody with the last name Hogue, don't bond them. I don't come from a very good family.
Oh, you can't help him.
I know she's approached several Mexicans there on the south side.
What do they say?
Well, like I said, the way she does it is like jokingly and trying to judge their response. She's had a couple that seemed interested. I don't know if she went back and talked to them or not, but usually most of them are like, lady, I ain't in for all that. Because that's premeditated. That's a lot of damn time.
Oh, she's been trying to get it done for a long time.
And she needs her ass sitting behind bars where everybody else is safe.
Yeah, because it tells you that if she's mad at him, what's she going to do to you if she gets mad at you?
Well, that's why I said it took a lot of nerve to come here for me today, because if for some reason she does drive by and see my car, it's going to be hell to pay.
Yeah, but should park it down the street and walk.
But I've come to the point that I'm not gonna run from her. Because the difference is, you've got a decent life, a lot to lose. My wife is probably not gonna survive much longer. My life is falling completely apart. I have no problem with, if she comes at me, I will kill her.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope that doesn't happen, because she's crazy.
Because if she ever puts my family in any danger, I will.
Well, she's going through your house
Well, it's like last
and
night.
asking you to do stuff that
My house was gone through again last night, and I'm pretty sure she was the one that done it.
Well, I hope she don't steal the trash at home. There's usually 10 pounds of dog poop.
I've never took the trash from her house, and like I said, just the dumpster.
Oh, well, that's where we put the English Mastiff droppings.
I mean, she was obsessing over a moldy blanket y'all had thrown in there.
A molded blanket.
It looked like maybe even a homeless guy might have threw it in there, because it was so bad even a homeless guy wouldn't want to use it.
I don't know. People throw trash. They fill up that trash can all the time with stuff from other people and other places. That's why it says no trespassing on it, because constantly we'll go out there to put trash in it, somebody's already beaten us to it. They'll clean out a house, they'll clean up their yard. Well, there's a trash can they can get to, and they think nobody will see them, and, we're not looking on the cameras.
Well, like I said, I know that one time there was a bunch of printed paper, computer printed paper with phone numbers and names, which she assumed was y'all's clients. As far as I know, she's probably still riding around with that list.
That's funny.
But y'all are right. One of these days she's going to find somebody that'll do it.
Yeah, she
So
would.
something needs to be done before then.
It'd be nice. It really would.
If there's anything I can do to help, I'll do it.
Well, if the moment arises and she decides to ask again, and next week, if you don't mind a phone call from a friend of mine, he'll call you and have a
You should
conversation
have my
with
number.
him. Lock it in. And if you need anything, just, call.
Y'all need any workers? Eventually, I've got to find another job.
And let's solve one problem before we get you in another one. If she sees you around here, you're right.
Like I said, I know she's tried to pay me several times, like I said, to blow the building up. She's went as far as to go get the stuff to do it.
Where would she get the stuff to do that?
Getting stuff to make a black powder explosive at Bass Pro.
Oh. Well, she does have a weapons license, doesn't she?
No idea if she still got it.
She used to, so she would know where to go and get. Me, I wouldn't have a clue.
I can get everything I need to put this thing in orbit from the Bass Pro Shop. When I worked at Wyoming, that's what I done up there for the coal mines, was blasting. And a lot of the stuff for blasting you can buy without even getting a background check. Like the caps, the blasting caps, they don't check, because they don't think they're any danger. I can take just a blasting cap and blow that door off the hinges.
Of course, we did have a break-in once. The only thing they took was a radio. 2 radios, wasn't it?
And gun.
And a gun.
Listen, I had nothing to do with that one. I've done a lot of dirty things, but not that one.
Well, I don't really think, just rolling by our house and walking past it, that's, that's just because she wanted to be nosy.
Yeah, but where I'm from, when a man does something that his conscience don't feel right about, he's got 2 choices. He can eat it, or he can try to make it right. I've come to the conclusion that I wanted to make it right.
I appreciate that.
Where do you think she'll try to do that?
Well, like I said, she's pointed out a few restaurants, said that she really enjoyed eating at them. One was a little Mexican restaurant. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was.
Maybe over in Robinson.
Yeah, that's it.
We don't go there very often anymore since they burnt our chicken last time.
It was out of
What's your
yellowish
last name? I'm looking up on.
Hogue, H-O-G-U-E.
You told me that.
But
And then there's, the one over on Sheridan and Lee, but that place is always full of cops. You wouldn't want to do anything in there.
And I don't, like I said, I don't know y'all's living arrangements, whether y'all live together or what. But she has me had me go by that house a lot of times. She's asked me several times if there was a decent place to sit with a rifle.
There's not on my street.
And that's what I told her. I said, there's nowhere you're not going to be seen.
Yeah, because it's only 1 block long, and if you're going down that street, you're not going anywhere on that street. It's not a through street, so it's stupid. It's the way that the street is set up is stupid. It doesn't go anywhere.
But I wouldn't put it past her come right here and try to do it, because she holds a lot of resentment towards this place. Because it was y'all's together. But she tells it that she got you into the business. That she showed you how to be a bell boxman.
That's funny.
Okay.
And so, as far as to where she would try to do it, there's a lot of places. Like I said, she's approached me from every way, from shooting you, blowing the building up, cutting brake lines.
I want to kill my fire truck. That's just
I
un-American.
had a problem with that. I like that truck.
Just un-American.
I like that truck.
Mess up my fire truck.
Just, does she run?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Somebody cut the brake line.
I didn't do it. Besides, I'm a mechanic. I'm smart enough to know if I need to tamper with your brakes, I'll just open the line and drain some fluid out and let the air take care of it for me. I'm not going to cut it. They're going to notice a cut in a brake line.
Yeah, the brakes are going to have to be rebuilt, and it's an old truck, so finding somebody who has the ability is going to be the deal,
I do it in my sleep.
But it's built on an old Ford 650, and yeah.
With some very heavy-duty drums.
And actually, we didn't pay hardly anything for it. It just kind of selling. He had to go to Champaign, Illinois. Flew up to Champaign, Illinois, and drove that puppy back.
That would have been a fun trip.
No power steering. What'd you drive? 45, 50 miles an hour.
52 miles an hour.
All the way back from Champaign, Illinois. I wouldn't have been any help because I couldn't drive it, but yeah.
Yeah, I can rebuild that fire truck from bumper to bumper.
We'll talk when this is all done with her. But yeah, you do have to be careful about being around here because she's nuts, and you have a wife to think about.
My wife, Margie don't want to go there.
Well, no, but if she were to hurt your missus, done would be done. No matter what you did after that. So the point is, you got to prevent it from happening instead of waiting to retaliate. You got to.
Yeah, well,
that's the thing about him.
That's what I'm saying. She's got to be stopped.
Because it won't be just him. Anybody who she doesn't like, anybody she's irritated with.
Yeah, if she manages to knock him off and get away with it, she's going to move right down her little list.
Gina says she killed her an ex-husband. She inherited. That's who she inherited the
pawn shop from.
And that she killed him. And this is
that.
what Gina has said because I don't know. I didn't know the myth.
I've heard similar.
But
And I know it seems awful convenient that every time she's in a financial bind, someone dies.
Who else is dying?
Another one of her ex-husbands.
Really?
last year. She got into a real bad bind because of a skip.
Who died?
Dale or something like that.
I've never heard that name.
He was living in Guthrie.
What'd he die from?
They claim a heart attack.
Wow.
I know he had a pretty good bit of money. She had a life insurance policy on him, and got all the property and everything there in Guthrie. Because I hate that place, I have to mow it.
Wow. Booted another husband.
And I said it was right after she got into a financial bind. Suddenly he was dead.
Yeah, because that's when her houses and stuff were in foreclosure then. That's how she brought that out. Wonder how much she had on him.
I don't know.
See, I know about the foreclosure because they called saying, Mrs. Knight? Wrong!
See, I didn't know they were all in foreclosure. See, I thought, that's the thing, is the apartments I live in, she don't even own them. She's still paying on them.
Yeah.
I found that out real recently.
Well, but remember, it's that basic law of economics. If you owe more than you have nothing.
Yeah, she definitely has nothing.
But she likes to make people think she has something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She knows how to walk the walk, or talk the talk. She just can't walk the walk.
Yeah, because when her truck died,
Well, it's like how she got me to come to work for her.
what'd she do?
We were living with some roommates. They rented a house from her. And we all moved in there. And part of our deposit for the house was supposed to be helping repair one of the other houses. Well, my roommate was supposed to do it, and he's lazy as can be. I felt bad about the obligation not being fulfilled, so I went and done it. And Ray took me to talk to her. She found out about my mechanic skills and just how good I am with it. Because that day she decided to hit a pole with a truck.
Oh.
And I rebuilt the front end in her parking lot.
Hey, did she have a wreck maybe a month ago?
Yes, she did.
What was she in then?
2012 or 13 Camaro.
Was it hers?
No, Julie's.
Oh, was Julie driving?
Uh-huh.
I didn't hear I heard about a wreck, but
Yeah. Totaled it completely.
was it Julie's fault?
I wasn't there, so you only get to decide the people you know. They claim it wasn't. The police report kind of says it was.
That's all right, because she'll sue Julie now. She needs money.
Well, Julie ain't got no money.
No, but she has insurance.
So Julie works for her and lives in one of her houses.
I wonder if she's ever asked Julie if she knew anybody that would boot you.
Oh, no. That one I don't know. But I also know, and I'd have to look through stuff at the house, because I'd probably still have the name. She's asked a couple of the people she's bonded.
Wow.
That had charges where they're pretty much guaranteed to go to prison. She's approached them.
Yeah, I'd be curious who they are.
I said, I'll look and see if I still have it. I don't know. Because stuff has a habit of disappearing from my home when I'm not there. In the last 2 weeks, I've been gone a lot.
Well, she's obviously trying to back you in a corner. Okay? She's trying to back that because that's her MO. She's going to try to back you in a corner because she wants something. Well, what does she want from you? Well, we already know what she wants from you. Agree to it. Call me and tell me what she wants, and I'll get you, like I said, a friend of mine, he'll be back Wednesday, and you guys talk, because he knows about the situation.
So there's got to be a way to catch her and stop her.
Well, maybe you're the way.
And if I can, I'd be happy to do it. Because the world don't need people like her running around. There's enough problems in this world.
Well, they couldn't get along. And he goes his way, and actually, I've seen the divorce. I saw what kind of shit houses he ended up with. It's like, why do you keep this? If you just give it to her. If it doesn't make you happy.
I'll judge him by the conditions of the other. If they were anything like the one she kept,
I got all the big nuts.
He
Everything
paid,
was financed at mortgage real heavy.
he paid off everything, including her Southwestern Bill telephone company, the advertising bill, in her name.
Yeah,
Matter of
which
fact,
is-
paid that on that till what, maybe a year ago?
Oh, that would explain a lot why they suddenly pulled all their benches and signs.
Well, no, this was the past due, and as long as he was paying on the past due, they let her run another bill, because he's paying on what's past due, because he agreed to it. Yeah, and then she had that park bench over there. It was funny because
They pulled that one too?
the bench is gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh, no, it's out in the street now, on the sidewalk.
Sidewalk.
I don't think her advertisement's on it anymore though.
No, she didn't pay the bill, they called me,
Yeah.
want me to pay it.
They
But
pulled all of her advertisements.
they would move
They
it,
pulled the benches when she moved down the corner.
the, that,
She's
the
just gonna
property.
lose that too. She's way behind on that building.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, we see her sitting down there.
Like I said, normally I wouldn't really get involved, but
Oh, I appreciate it.
the woman is crazy and I do believe she'll do it. Like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life and looked the wrong way when I shouldn't have. Walked away from things I should have stood up for. And for once, I'm going to do it right.
He's never done anything wrong to her.
I don't
They were
think he
married. They couldn't get along. If you can't get along, you got no business being married. You know,
I've
and
got an
so
ex-wife myself, so I
Yeah.
know how that goes.
they divorced, and it's a money issue. It's not that she wants him back. I don't think so. She needs the money, but she doesn't want people to think she could have ever had anything to do with it.
That and the
So-
fact that he's the only one that's ever walked away from her.
Yeah, so it's a point of pride there. So it's better off that he's dead than,
Because every other husband she's had, she's been the one to leave.
but she keeps him around from what Gina tells me.
Well, she's living with two of them.
Yeah. And then there was one, okay, then Gina found out that her dad wasn't her dad. What was that thing? I forget.
I can't think of the guy's name, but hell, he died too.
A lot of people in that, associated with Margie do a lot of dying.
Gina told me that she killed her dad, that her dad molested her, and that, molested Margie. So the story goes. And that, right after her mother died, that Margie killed her dad.
Oh, I know, as far as Margie goes, that woman creeps me out. And if she ever takes her shirt off in front of me again, I swear I'll puke.
Oh, my word, she did not.
Oh, she's come on to me several times right in front of my wife.
And your wife says,
My wife has took all I can to hold her back. My wife would like to squish her. No, we were up at her house there in Mustang, working on the yard because the city nailed her over all the junk in the yard. And she just started taking her shirt off. I'm like, hey, I gotta, whoa, nope, bye. I'm going home now.
wow.
I've been working at the liquor store, climb up the ladder to work on the shelf or something, and her walked by and grabbed me on the ass. I'm like, Margie, that shit don't work. No, you're not my type, woman. I'm happily
You
married.
could be Margie's boy toy, dude. What you missing out on?
You know, I used to joke that was the world's biggest pervert, and if it had legs in the right parts, I'd chase it. I met Margie, found out I was wrong.
You're reformed.
Definitely.
You're reformed.
And the thing is, I live an open relationship with my wife, but we both have a girlfriend, so that wouldn't be the issue. It's just, there's no way, there's not that much alcohol in this state.
That's sad. Yeah, it's just sad that he married her. Okay, he married her.
Were you drinking at the time? Wow. That explains a lot. I've wondered that one. I really have.
No, there had to have been, I think she's a very manipulative individual.
She is. She's extremely manipulative.
But, you know,
And she will promise you the world and make you think she can deliver it.
yeah.
Because that's how she got me to work for her. She claimed she was going to let me open my own garage again. And that she would